So the first thing that I would say about money is that it allows for the division of labor, and it allows for the market system to grow. And the second thing is that money is a mechanism for storing value into the future. And as we start building durable goods, we start thinking more and more of the future. We start becoming more and more future-oriented. And that's really the process of civilization. Money is our most advanced technology and our best technology for moving value into the future.
So people should know that you've written the book Bitcoin Standard from 2018, I believe.
Yep.
And then a new book called Fiat Standard. The Bitcoin Standard is considered kind of the Bible in the cryptocurrency space and the Bitcoin space of just a very rigorous, systematic explanation of why Bitcoin, what is it, why should it be, why is it good. So you're describing in that book and in the new book different implementations of the technology of money. In the new book, you talk about fiat money, which is another way to do money. So obviously there's a lot of different ways to do money, and maybe we haven't discovered the best way to do money yet. Our conversation today is how to do money better. Start with a big question. What is money? And what is the role of money in the history of human civilization?
Money is a medium of exchange. The thing that defines money is that it is a good that you don't buy for its own sake. So we have consumption goods, we have capital goods. Money is distinct from those two because it is a good that is acquired purely to be exchanged later on for other goods. So it's not something that you acquire for its own sake. You acquire it so that you can then later on exchange it. And that's a market good. That's a market good like all other goods. You know, it's you acquire food because you eat it. You acquire a car to move you around. You acquire money so that you can exchange it for other goods. And that's something that many people have a hard time grasping of, the concept of money as a market good. But it is a market good, just like all others. And the importance of it is that it allows us to trade. It allows us to develop the division of labor, which would not be possible at any kind of sophisticated level without money. So if we live in a small society of 10 people, then think about all the things that we can make, all the things that we can produce. If we're only 10 people isolated from the world, there's only very few things that we can make. And therefore, we can exchange those things directly with one another. But as, if we get in contact with other societies that have more people, then the opportunities for specialization increase. If there's 10 people, the only thing that you can make is the very basics you need for your survival. But if you're part of an economy of 10 million people, there's much more room for specialization. You can make a car, you can make a house that's very sophisticated. And that relies on the division of labor. That relies on you specializing in doing one tiny little thing, which is not what you consume. You trade that thing for all the things that you consume. So as the economy becomes more sophisticated and involves more people, and currently we're all part of an economy of almost 8 billion people, each one of us produces one tiny little thing, and they exchange that thing for all the things that they want. And so because we specialize, we become more productive in doing the thing that we're good at. So, there's people out there who are engineers who are designing windshields in cars. It's a very specialized thing. They sell windshield design to Mercedes-Benz. And then from that, that windshield design is added on to millions of cars around the world. And from that, they're able to get enough money to meet all of their needs. So the division of labor is enhanced enormously with money, because without money, it's very difficult to be able to exchange a large number of goods. It's very difficult to have a sophisticated economy with a large degree of specialization, because it's very difficult to find people who want the thing that you have and have the thing that you want. We call this the coincidence of wants. And that's really the problem that money solves. So you make apples and I make oranges. I'd like to have some of your apples, but you don't want my oranges. And we have a problem of coincidence of wants. So what do? You want bananas. I need to find somebody who has bananas, give them my oranges, take their bananas, give you their bananas, and then I take the apples. In that case, bananas are a medium of exchange. So it's natural that a medium of exchange will evolve and will emerge in an economy as an economy becomes more sophisticated. As we move beyond 10 people and 10 goods, it's inevitable that we're going to come to a situation where we have the problem of coincidence of wants. And the way to solve that is to use a medium of exchange. And it can be anything. It can be a banana. It can be food stuff. It can be any kind of good. As long as I acquire the good with the purpose of it passing it on to you, not with the purpose of me consuming it or using it, then that's a medium of exchange.
What is a market?
A market is just the name for the naturally emergent phenomena of people voluntarily exchanging things. It's
At any scale.
At any scale, yeah. It could be a market of 2 people on an island on their own. It could be 8 billion people across the planet.
Naturally emerging.
Yes, this is the thing I think that is very hard for many people who don't have a good understanding of economics to grasp, that capitalism and markets are not something that you need a central planner or a government officer to make happen. Capitalism is just what happens when people are left to their own devices. It's just our cognitive capacity allows us to develop tools that we can use for production. And that's what we do. That's what humans have been doing since they started, making spears to hunt. That's the first capital good, probably. So we're constantly accumulating capital. We're constantly trading with one another. We find an opportunity. You've got a lot of oranges. I've got a lot of apples. Then I'll take some of yours. You'll take some of mine. We're both better off. This is just a naturally emergent thing, and money is what makes it enormously powerful. Money is what allows it to scale, really. Money is what allows it to go beyond small societies into just something that is global. Because with money, all you need to do is specialize in doing one thing, the thing that you do best, and then you exchange that for money, and you don't have to worry about whether the other people involved in this want what you have and have what you want. You just sell it for money to whoever wants it, and you buy whatever you want from whoever has it. And that's an enormous reduction in the mental burden of how a market economy functions. So the first thing that I would say about money is that it allows for the division of labor, and it allows for the market system to grow. And the second thing is that money is a mechanism for storing value into the future. So again, as humans, we develop the capacity to think for the future. We make a spear so that we can hunt, and then we see that it works, and then we take it out of the animal that we hunted it with, and we keep it for the next day's hunt. And then we start making a better spear, and we make a better fishing rod, and then we make a fishing net, and then we make a fishing boat. And that's our ability to think of the future. And as we start building durable goods, we start thinking more and more of the future. We start becoming more and more future-oriented. And that's really the process of civilization, the process of denying our needs now in order to think for the future. So instead of spending all of our day on the beach enjoying ourselves, we take time off from leisure on the beach and spend some time making a spear or making a fishing rod, so that our productivity in hunting or fishing tomorrow is going to be higher. And so that ability to think for the future is enhanced by our ability to provide for the future. And we do that with durable goods. But then money ends up being the best mechanism for providing for the future, because the future is uncertain. So you can save your apples and oranges, you can save the spears, you can save the animal that you hunted, but these things first they rot, and they're not very good at holding on to their value over time. But even if they were, even if have objects that are durable, the problem with them is that you don't know if you need them tomorrow or next month or next year. You're not sure if you're going to be needing them. And you might end up not needing them. And you might end up not finding anybody who needs them, or finding somebody who needs them but doesn't value them much and won't give you much in exchange. Money allows you the optionality of saving the most liquid good, the most saleable good. So it's something that you can sell tomorrow with the least uncertainty. It has the most liquidity, the most ability to be sold without a loss in its value. So money is our most advanced technology and our best technology for moving value into the future. And so I think history really, and I argue this in all my books, is that really history we see, we can think of it as a process of our money gets harder. And so our money gets better at holding on to its value for the future. And by harder, I mean harder to produce. We find things that are hard to produce that are better at holding on to their value. So they hold on to their value better for the future. And that allows us to plot and plan for the future. That makes the future less uncertain. And that makes us more future-oriented In other words, it lowers our time preference. And the harder the money is, the better it is at allowing us to think of the future.